Hello and welcome to Devotion to Writing, a channel devoted to helping you cultivate a daily writing practice and realize you are creative abundance. We all know how to be devoted. We do it naturally. Devotion is something that human beings, human cultures have always excelled at. We've devoted ourselves to building empires, to making temples. Those are the large things, down to the small things like exercising and raising our kids, dieting. We cultivate devotion to an endless number of things. So the question really isn't, can you be devoted, but to what are you devoted? To what are you devoted? And this is something that we have to carefully consider because our lives, our daily lives, are full of devotions, even if you might not think, oh, I'm devoted to this or I'm devoted to that. A devotion is something we give our time to, we give our attention to. And so the question of what is it I am devoted to is also followed by, is this something you want to devote your life to? And now we're getting down to the minutiae too, because again, our days are filled with a number of things. Some things we're devoted to, we want to be devoted to, and other things we're devoted to, we don't want to be, and yet we still do them. And we do have a choice. We have to prioritize. So today, to help you cultivate your writing practice, I'd like to give you an exercise based on figuring out what you're devoted to. So get your notebook, get your laptop, begin to write. I'm going to give you the prompt. You can write on it now. You could pause the video and write it now, or you could watch to the end and then do this exercise. But I do encourage you to do it. It's really fruitful to begin to see how you spend your days and where you're filling your time and whether you want to be filling your time with all the things that you're filling it with, so that you want to be filling your life with, say, writing, but you don't feel like you have time. A list of the things that you're devoting time to that outside of writing might, if you get rid of those things that you don't want to be devoted to, you might find that you have time to devote to the writing. So the exercise that I'd like you to do, the writing exercise, is to write a list of things you devote yourself to daily, from the smallest things to the largest things. So from when you get up in the morning to you go to bed at night, over the course of an average week and the course of an average day. Make a list now. Or, as I said, follow through to the end of the video and then do this exercise. But it's really fruitful and I encourage you to do it. Really help you with your practice to carve out the time and space that you need. So just take a few minutes, write down the things you do daily, and include social media, time spent scrolling social media or responding on social media, watching television, working out, spending time with friends, spending time with family, taking care of people, and self-care, and so on. There will be more and other things. I'm sure you'll come to reading the newspaper, whatever comes to your mind that you tend to do in your daily day. Then, when you've generated this list, go to each item on this list and ask yourself, do I want to be devoted to each of these? That's one question. Do I want to be devoted to this? And then I would like you to ask, how are you serving them? Meaning, what energy are you bringing to them? Because if we're devoted to something we don't want to be devoted to and we are bringing a negative energy to them, then how are we really benefiting that person or that action, that activity that we're doing? If we're doing it with resentment, we're doing it with anger, we're doing it with bitterness, we're really not serving them. So ask, how are you serving them? And then ask, how are they serving you? So make this list. And you see that devotions can be both positive and negative. We can be devoted to something positively, and we can be devoted to something negatively. But they impact us. Whether positive or negative, they impact us. a devotion that lifts us, that enriches us, that brings us joy, or that we feel lifted or enriched or joyous when we're doing, this is a positive devotion. And that which is the opposite, that makes us feel drained, that exhausts us, that makes us feel frustrated, this is a negative devotion. What we really would like is those devotions which we can bring our unconditional love, our full experience of ourselves to this. That is really what I think the goal would be in our devotions, to have just the devotions that are increasing this energy flow, that we are engaging with the things in our lives with this positive energy that we have. So, I know people, for one, a lot of people who are devoted to the news. They're devoted to, reading the news every day. And they would say, when I've asked, why do you read it then? And why are you reading the news? And they say to stay informed, to be engaged. I get it. Perfectly good reason. But I also see in them that there is this maybe devotion to the response to the news, which is anger, or getting the gossip, or self-righteousness, or an indignation that they feel when they read the news, when they read about what's going on in the world. And I would say that they're not really devoted then to being informed. They're devoted to this feeling of anger, to the indignation that rises in them. And that's really something when you're looking at this list, be very clear. Be very clear about what it is you are devoted to. It might not be exactly what you think. Again, social media is a good example, and it's kind of similar to the news. You might feel like, yeah, I just need to be engaged. It's my community. But what are you doing within that community? And what are you really devoted to within that? Is it making people feel good? Or is it maybe, feeling that you're better than those other people, or that you're spreading gossip, whatever it is? Just pay attention. That is the point of this exercise. We have to look at what we're really getting from the things we're devoting our lives to, because whatever it is we are doing, we are cultivating. We are cultivating these in our lives, and our responses are becoming these habits, these patterns, and we are filling our life then with these responses. If we are feeling angered daily, then we're cultivating anger. If we're feeling love daily, then we are cultivating love. If we are creating daily, then we are cultivating creativity in our lives, and our lives will be more creative. Whatever it is we're devoting ourselves to, we're going to get more of. If we're cultivating love, we're going to get more love in our lives. If we're cultivating anger, guaranteed, you're going to get more anger in your life. Now that you've made this list, if you did make this list now, but if you didn't and you're going to make it at the end, that's fine. But what I would like you to look at is writing on your list? Is writing part of your daily life? Is it part of your landscape? Do you make time to write, or do you just do it whenever you can? If you're just doing it whenever you can, then why isn't it part of your daily life? What is it? And I assume because you're watching this video, because this interested you enough to watch, that you are indeed desiring, wanting to have a writing practice. So why isn't it on your list if it isn't? And if it is on your list, are you devoting time to it daily? So if you do want to write daily, and if you're not writing, or if you are writing but not doing it daily, then just commit now to devoting some time to it daily. And if you can't, then ask yourself, what's stopping you from writing? Because maybe it's a devotion to feeling like, oh, I can't write, which I know I got stuck in for a long time. I got devoted to the idea that everything was keeping me from writing instead of writing. I was more interested in cultivating that idea about my life and what my life was giving me than actually practicing writing, than actually showing up for myself every day, making a vow to write. When I finally did that, I found that devotion brought me so much joy. But not only that, the showing up daily changed everything about my life. It began to change my outlook on life. It began to show me that I was an expression of life and I could create the things in my life. It's just no good to keep wanting something, no good to keep wanting to write and not changing our action about that. If you want to write, write. Start right now. Build it into your day. Tomorrow, build it into your day, and the next day, and the next day. And I have found it helpful for me to make it the same time every day. Devote yourself to sitting at the same time every day. Just be with yourself, with your ideas, with your thoughts, with your images, with your feelings, with the, this is hard, I can't do this, or this is great, whatever it is, sit. The practice is translating this flow of energy that is in us, that we are, this flow of creativity that is always there for us, to the page, to begin to language what is in us. Devotion is just directing our energy, that energy, to writing. So write for 5 minutes today, write for an hour, write for 20 minutes, it doesn't matter. Just begin, and then begin tomorrow, and begin the next day, and cultivate this practice. Cultivate your devotion to writing and to the daily expression of the creative energy that is within you, and your life will be filled with joy. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, because your audience means a great deal to me. Because you are watching, because you're interested in this, it gives me an opportunity to devote myself to making these videos to help you cultivate your writing practice. And this is a really beautiful kind of reciprocation of this gift, of the gift that I hope I'm giving to you, and I know that your audience is giving to me. So thanks again. If you like this video, please subscribe. Please share it with a friend who you think could benefit from it. And also, I invite you to go to devotiontowriting.com. It's my website, and on there are listed my workshops in person, online, and the retreats that I lead to help you cultivate a writing practice and to receive your creative abundance. It brings me so much joy to do this, to work with people. So thanks again. Thank you for listening and for watching. I hope that you write deeply today. I know that you'll write beautifully. Blessings.